I got a new friend.
Hey guys, it's Andy, aka Elogee, aka Elogee. I've not done one of these videos in a while where I sit directly in front of the camera. Been on very much of a gaming spree lately, playing Pokemon, playing Magic. But today I feel like going back and answering some questions, actually. I used to do videos like this, periodically, and feels good to start doing this again. Today I'm actually going to be answering questions about Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure where this originated. I just found it somewhere online, and I'm going to be answering it. So, if you're interested in what I have to say about this, be sure to stick around.
And be sure to subscribe.
But yeah, without any more deliberating, let's get into it. The question one is, how long have you been playing Magic? I first started playing Magic, I think it was 2004. It might have been 2003 or 2005. It was somewhere in that era. Like right around Kamigawa, that time. There was some like starter bundle, beginner intro level. I have a picture of it. I'll put it up on screen. But my cousin Ty got us this starter for how to play Magic. And ironically enough, Ty's the one that wanted to try Magic, because we were both into Yu-Gi-Oh! Very much back then and wanted to see what Magic was all about, so we got Magic. Ty ended up not liking it as much, but I liked it a little more just because I liked the flavor of the higher fantasy elements. Really appealed to me, and I got into the game organically that way. Eventually, once I started growing and maturing, I grew a fonder appreciation of the actual mechanics compared to a game like Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I do still enjoy. I recently put out a video of me and Ty playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, so
be sure to check that out.
But yeah, that 2004 is when I started. I didn't really play a whole lot because Ty didn't like it, and I don't have like a local game store in my area, so I wasn't able to play with anyone else. Around 2012 or 13, I bought some more cards and like started to build decks, even though I didn't really have anybody to play with. And eventually my cousin Luke got into the game, so I was able to play with him, but still it was just kind of an on and off hobby. I didn't really get too invested until 2020. I got heavily into Magic Arena and have been kind of addicted ever since. Yeah, I never would have imagined I would be this addicted to Magic looking back, but here we are. Question 2, what is your favorite format? This used to be Modern, just straight out. I liked Modern. I liked the card pool. I liked how it began where the templating felt more formulaic, and if you go back further than the 8th edition, the cards had a different framing, and I just liked the more modernized look of 8th edition and onward, which is when Modern became available. But what I hadn't really considered was how fast and oppressive Modern really was, because like the cards I like to use were available in Modern, so I just figured, yeah, this is what I like to play. But turns out a lot of the decks that I built and wanted to use in Modern aren't really competitively viable. This all stemming from the fact that I have nobody to play Magic with, paper Magic with, except Luke, who doesn't have as many cards as I do, is not into the format as I was, so it was hard to really learn and accept the fact that I'm not really as into Modern as I thought I was. Even pre-Modern Horizons sets, Modern was kind of way above where my skill level for deck building allowed. So it used to be Modern, but now I'm actually enjoying Pioneer a lot, and I do enjoy Standard, but I wouldn't consider it my favorite, especially now that Phyrexia all will be one dropped. Not a fan of Infect, but is that actually a question later? Maybe. Spoiler alert. But I've gotten into Commander, actually. Maybe just from burnout from playing so much Standard and Explorer on Arena. I do prefer 60 card decks. I like the play sets and determining, what amount of cards go in a deck. I love that. I love crafting decks for non-singleton formats, but lately I feel like I just need a change, and been getting into Commander a lot, so maybe say Commander, but I'm gonna stick with Pioneer, actually, even though I really only play Explorer, which is baby level Pioneer, but I digress. What is your favorite color? Green. No real beating around the bush. I love green. I love creature decks. I love getting value from creatures. I just love the flavor of green. Pretty much everything about green I really enjoy. There's no real elaborating necessary. Green far and above my favorite color. What is your favorite guild? The Ravnica guilds? Probably Simic. It is difficult to decide between Simic, Golgari, and Gruul. I like all those color combinations. There's not a whole lot of combinations I don't like, but I especially like green-based, like Gruul, Golgari, and Simic. Just because they allow me to play my green spells the way I'd like to, just supplemented by things like blue helping you draw and counter, protect yourself. Black to help remove opponent's oppressive stuff. Red to give your things haste before they just die and get invalidated. So I think if I had to pick one, I think I would have to go with Simic as my favorite guild. What is your favorite card? Oh boy. This is a tough one because I don't know myself. I think I still got to go with the classic Dungrove Elder. Like, just purely, not even purely nostalgia. Nostalgia plays a huge part because back when this card was released, oh boy, it was definitely my favorite. And I haven't had much access to play with it because I pretty much only play on Arena now, and Dungrove Elder isn't on Arena. It isn't even legal in Pioneer, which
They should change, by the way.
considering they're adding so many crazy additions to the Pioneer, like Liliana of the Veil, Phyrexian Obliterator, even Delver of Secret. Like, all these old cards are getting added into Pioneer now, and I do think Dungrove Elder would not be unhealthy for the format, but that just might be bias. I think I gotta go with Dungrove Elder as my favorite card. Just really wishing it was available in Pioneer. What is your favorite strategy? Might actually be Ramp. Like, Simic Ramp is nice. One I really gotten into is actually Simic Flash, where you don't play anything on your turns, you just wait for your opponent to play and then react accordingly. Flash your creatures in or disrupt their removal or whatever, and it's very, very rewarding way to play Magic if you're accustomed to just playing green in the conventional way of playing a creature and hoping it doesn't get countered or removed or invalidated in any other way. But I think it extends beyond just... I think a better way to answer this question would be, I'd like to maintain card advantage and develop a board state so that I outclass my opponent and just ride that to victory. If that is an answer, that is my preferred way of winning a game of Magic. I think we'll go with that as an answer if that is applicable. What is your least favorite strategy to play against? Oh boy, how long of a list do you got? As much as I detest Control, like especially Azorius Control and like Explorer, I do have an iota of respect for the playstyle. I can't commit myself to hating it fully, though I really despise the reactive style of it. Just counter everything, wipe the board. It gets old extremely quickly. But I believe the most insufferable waste of time strategy ever conceived is just mindless blue tempo. Like, that is so effortlessly oppressive and unfun if we're considering fun into the mix, which I don't think that should be a factor, but it inevitably is, so there's points there deducted too as well. Yeah, I just feel like anytime my opponent drops a blue land, especially a basic island turn one, the game, everything I do is going to get immediately invalidated and my time is going to be wasted. Like, blue takes that little brain power to function. It's very tilting. Truly, truly detestable playstyle. I cannot ever... I'm just talking about it's getting me heated. Let's move on, shall we? What is the biggest event you've ever been to? Yeah, I don't go to events. There's none around in my area. I haven't traveled to get to any. I'm like usually busy with work or at home or don't know of events to travel, but I might get around to going to some in the future. But for now, have not been to any events. What was your first deck? Oh boy. Not counting the green-white one given away in this starter deck, it was some random amalgamation of green cards. Like, I remember it had Ambush Viper, it had Deadly Recluse, Leyline of Vitality, Engulfing Slagworm, Vorpede. Oh man. And these were all one-ofs too. Like, that was my deck back in the day because I didn't think to, optimize, make four pieces. It's so bad. I could have been playing Commander way back then and didn't even know it. But yeah, I think the more we don't talk about my first deck, the better. What is your most recent deck? Huh. Well, if we're talking paper, I am in the process of building a Commander deck right now. I just ordered this from Card Kingdom, and gonna be putting that together when the rest of my cards arrive, and the deck tech for that will be coming soon, so if you'd like to see it, be sure to subscribe. As far as any deck ever, like I play a lot on Arena, like I said, and I recently just built a Simic Flash deck, which I alluded to earlier, and I really enjoy it, because like I said, it feels rewarding to play if you're used to playing green and just getting invalidated all the time, but this actually like rewards you in an organic way while allowing you to interact. It's very, I very much enjoy that deck right now. Might make a video about it, I don't know yet. What is your best deck? I don't know how to answer that. Best performing, maybe? There's so many factors. I can't even try to compute what my actual best deck would be. If I had to make a guess, I would say... Question 12. What is your favorite deck? Now this is equally as hard as the last one, no! Oh boy. If we're being honest, it might actually be a deck I have for Modern right now, built around Dungrove Elder and Colossal Majesty. I've shown it a few times. The deck has no bearing in existing in Modern, but it's fun, and I don't get to play with it on Arena, so I think that lack of being able to overexpose myself to it is what's making me determine it to be my favorite. Yeah, I'm going to go with this deck if I can. I'll have some kind of visual up here so you can see what I'm talking about, but yeah, this deck I'm going with. What is your favorite set? Now this is an interesting one. I don't even know how to answer this, because like, I started playing back in Kamigawa era, so that's heavily nostalgic for me. Lorwyn era is also equally nostalgic for me. Original Ravnica 2 and Return Ravnica are both nostalgic to, like, as far as modern sets, I did like Innistrad, Midnight Hunt, and I suppose Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, but I didn't like the flavor divergence from Neon Dynasty and the original Kamigawa block, so can't go with Neon Dynasty. I think it would have to be Lorwyn. I never got any Lorwyn cards, any packs from like any Lorwyn blocks, but the amount of nostalgia I have like for that set, like I don't know if you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about, but like in packs you used to get like tokens, and on the back of tokens, or maybe separate from tokens, they used to have like little advertisements sometimes, and I had one card with like an advertisement for the upcoming Lorwyn, and it just looked so like mesmerizing. I couldn't like, back then I really couldn't afford to play Magic. I was like, what 2007 is when it came out, so I was like 10th grade, however old that was, 15, 16, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't afford Magic cards, and that's why I never got any, but I really loved just imagining that, because there's so much high fantasy in that set, and that's just what Magic really is all about to me. I think going with anything other than Lorwyn here would be a disservice to how I view Magic the Gathering, so yeah, even though I don't have any cards from Lorwyn, I think I gotta go with Lorwyn. What is your favorite card art? Bro, you can't be doing this to me. Stop. Like, I could just pull out this stack of like 10 cards and I would have difficulty deciding what my favorite art is. Like, I just really love Magic the Gathering art. I love all trading card art, honestly, but like Magic art is what really got me into the game, like going way back when my cousin Ty and I were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The fantasy element of Magic is what really drew me in, as opposed to Yu-Gi-Oh! So asking me to pick a favorite might just be the actual hardest question on this whole quiz. I'm not even halfway done, oh boy. Yeah, bro, there are way too many cards. Like, if I'm being honest, it might just be some basic forest. Like, 'cause even, like, my favorite forest art, that would be impossible to narrow down. So, like, I don't think you can fathom how hard of a question this is for me. Islands have a bunch of crazy, incredible artwork, too. Like, same with Plains. Like, I really like this Plains. You know what, right now, I'm just gonna say this Plains because it's the only one I can definitively think of that I actually have an answer for. So pending answer. Might have to do a top 10 art, top 10 Magic the Gathering card art video incoming, because right now I physically do not have an answer for this. What is your favorite flavor text? This one I do have an answer for. There are a lot of good ones, but I have a definitive answer for this one. It is the M10 or 11, somewhere around there, the reprint Lightning Bolt. The Sparkman shrieked, calling on the rage of the storms of his youth. To his surprise, the sky responded with a fierce energy he'd never thought to see again. Like, if you don't get chills when reading that, there is something fundamentally wrong. So, yeah, for me, definitely Lightning Bolt. And with that, we are halfway done. Oh my god. Let's keep it moving. What is your favorite mechanic? Surprisingly enough, I really like Modified, the new Modified mechanic from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I might just be biased towards Kodama of the West Tree, but yeah, I can't think of another mechanic I resonate more with right now than Modified, so I'm going to say Modified. I might be overlooking something huge, and this could be unforgivable, but yeah, right now I'm going to go with Modified. What is your favorite card interaction? Okay, I have one here, and we'll build off of my last answer. It's turn 1 Pelt Collector. I suppose it could also be replaced with, there's a new card from for actually all will be one, but let's just say Pelt Collector. Turn 2 Queer Unbeast Caller, so Pelt Collector gets a counter. Turn 3, play Kodama the West Tree. Now your Pelt Collector and your Beast Caller are both 3/3 with Trample, and when they get into your opponent, you can ramp 2. I really like that interaction. It's very beneficial going first. Puts you way ahead without really doing anything. You're just playing the way you would naturally with an aggressive deck like that. And yeah, I think that's my favorite interaction. I do like any kind of shenanigans with that, with Kodama, but that one's especially fun. What card do you think is overrated? For the longest time, I would have said Force of Will. A terrible card, card economy wise. 2 for 1 yourself would be something I could never look past, no matter how beneficial it can be to counter something with 0 mana. But now that I've broadened my horizons, seen the benefits in decks like Combo where it is really necessary, my answer would no longer be Force of Will. I can see the merit of that card. Black Lotus, kind of the same thing. Like, it gets a reputation for being the most powerful card, but it's just a -1. That's how I used to view it anyway, but in decks that need to power out quick combos, it's kind of devastating, so I wouldn't say either of those anymore. I don't know what I would say now, though. Maybe Fetch Lands? I guess I'm just gonna say Fetch Lands. No, because they are important. I don't really like them much in Commander. Can I say Shoulder the Apocalypse? I mean, I think its results speak volumes in that I can't say it, but I really don't know what to say here. I'm gonna default to Shouldered, but like I really don't know what my answer would be for this, so I'll just kind of coast through this question. What card do you think is underrated? I think I'm actually going to say Glorious Sunrise. It's kind of a staple in Standard for me. I play it a lot in Pioneer also. I try it in Modern. Try it meaning I have it in my Modern decks that I don't play anyone with, but I do think it is a very solid engine. Gives you an Anthem and Overrun effect for your creatures, replaces itself by letting you draw, lets you stabilize and gain life, lets you ramp. I just feel like it's, especially in Standard right now, like it's very underrated. I would even go so far as to say it's underrated, in older formats like Pioneer and maybe even Modern, but yeah, that's my hot take. Do you prefer buying packs or singles? Singles all the way, bro. I just got this box of Dominaria Remastered about a month ago? Not a month. How long has it been? I don't even remember. But yeah, I got that a week ago just for the channel primarily. Wanted to do an unboxing video for it. And I did enjoy it, but there's nothing quite like buying singles from Card Kingdom and actually building a legitimate deck, bro. I cannot wait to open this. See the tape still sealing it and everything. Cannot wait to show that deck. Who's your favorite character? Now this could be a planeswalker or creature even, I take it. I think I gotta go with Garrick, just because my fixation with green. I've always resonated with, green cards and green planeswalkers. Garrick was the original green planeswalker. I've always had a massive amount of admiration for Garrick. There was that awkward time when he, got cursed and whatever, but he came back in Throne of Eldraine stronger than ever, and we haven't seen him since. So the Garrick fan in me is hoping that maybe somehow he can save everybody that's being corrupted through Phyresis in the Magic the Gathering story, but don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Garrick. A very cool character. I like a lot of characters too, like Teferi, Ugin, Ren. I have a lot of admiration for Ren. I do, as much as I dislike Phyrexia, I do have respect for Jin-Gitaxias and Vorinclex. I wouldn't say they're my favorite characters though. Yeah, I think it's got to be... Oh, Thrun the Last Troll too. Oh, would it be Garrick or Thrun? I think it would still be Garrick. Until I play more with Thrun in Standard, because it got released in all V1. Until then, I'm gonna say Garrick. What is your favorite plane? Would it be Lorwyn? I think it would be Lorwyn. Like I said, I have no actual experience with that plane, but just the fantasy of it is so enrapturing. I think I have to go with Lorwyn. What is your favorite creature type? Oh boy, this is one I haven't even thought about. Because not a lot of creatures that I like really share a type. I guess it might be wolves. As cringe as that might be to say, I do like a lot of the wolves and werewolves too. Like, if you can combine wolves and werewolves, I think that might actually be my favorite creature type. Squirrels are funny too. Shoutouts Toski and his friends. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with wolves actually. Have you ever bought a Secret Lair? Nope. They're hilariously expensive for singles, and I have no desire to own premium versions of cards that can warp and not be able to function in tournament settings. Is not for me, bro. Not a fan of Secret Lair in any capacity. If you could ban or unban any card, which card and what format? Okay, I have a lot to say about this. Let's start with banning. If I could ban any card... Oh man, there's so many. Are there? Yes. Let's start with the obvious. Farewell should be banned in every format. Should not exist. The fact that for 6 mana you have such control over the board state is so debilitating, so degenerate, such a stupid effect in card. I don't think anyone should have to suffer through Farewell anymore, but I don't think it would be a fair expectation to ban it everywhere, because I don't think it should exist in any capacity. Just having that much mind-numbing control over the board state is not healthy for the game, I feel, and I feel like it should be banned everywhere, but that's just my hyper bias. So what I'm really going to say is just ban Nykthos in Pioneer and Explorer, please. I thought the deck was a meme at first. I really did. I even tried it, and it seemed like a meme. You either get insane overkills, people just scoop to you immediately, or you brick and lose immediately, or you run into control and lose in a drawn out way. Like, it's not... Mono Green Devotion is not... That might be my answer for most overrated. No, because Nykthos itself is very stupid. If you have any kind of a board state whatsoever, the amount of mana it gives you is completely bonkers, and I don't feel like it should be allowed. I think, even though they just added it to Arena, I think it's certainly overstayed its welcome, and I absolutely stand behind banning the card in Pioneer and Explorer. Maybe in actual IRL Pioneer it's not as bad, but I hear there it's even more, like, Mono Green Devotion is more of a top tier deck than it is even in Explorer, which I can't even fathom. Yeah, my one card would for sure be Nykthos. As far as a card I would unban, I'd really like to play with Hypergenesis. I think that'd be a fun card to try in Modern, but I don't see that happening. I don't think it'd be particularly healthy for the game either, so I'm actually going to say Veil of Summer should be unbanned in Pioneer and Explorer. If you play green like I do, the play patterns your opponents have where they counter your shit, kill your shit, it just gets old so fast, and you just wish you had some way of punishing just the same patterns to your plays. And Veil of Summer, like, I guess it was super oppressive in both Standard, and they banned it in Pioneer as well, because they said every deck was just playing green and getting value out of it. But if you isolate that and just try playing green, you just wish you had access to something like this, and I would unban it. I don't think it's unjustifiable at all. I feel like it could definitely fit in Explorer. Feel free to disagree with me for that one. Same with Nykthos, but yeah, those are my answers. How do you feel about proxies? I don't mind them. I don't mind playing against them. I like having access to whatever competition my opponent has. If they need to play proxies to give me the best challenge they can give me, then I'm all for it. As far as using proxies myself, I'm very stubborn and prideful in that I basically refuse to use proxies. My only exception is when I already have a play set of a card that is over $25. I did print out a few proxies for like the Great Henge, just to put in my like I have Great Henge in so many decks, but it's like a $60 card. I got a play set of them. I have more now. I have like 7 copies of the Great Henge real, and then I have a bunch of proxies too that I can throw in my deck as well. But I got tired of shelling out $60 every time I wanted a copy, so I did make proxies for that. And other cards, like I think Breeding Pool, once I got a playset, I started just printing out proxies, because, you know, once I have a playset, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, do I really need to spend all this extra money when, because all it is convenience. I just don't feel like switching out cards from decks any time I want to play a new deck. That was literally, I just didn't like the inconvenience of switching cards from sleeves into decks when changing decks. That was it, and it was not worth the money for me. So in that capacity, I will use proxies, but other than that, I won't, unless, like I said, I already have a play set and the cards are over like $25. Then sure, I'll proxy it up. But like, I don't have any proxies of cards that I don't actually own, because that would be, as the kids would say, uncool. Oh my gosh, we are almost done actually. What is the most expensive card you own? Would probably be, I don't know actually. It would probably be my henges, my 7 henges. Cause like I don't own any like super old like vintage cards or anything. I do have some cards from way back in Urza's saga, but I don't know how I got them. I don't think they're valuable. I don't even know where they are in this slew of card holders, but yeah, I think it would be one of 7 copies of the Great Henge for this answer. What is your favorite Magic storyline? I haven't really gone into the story until like Dominaria United. I finally got into the story, wanted to see what it was all about, and so I have limited understanding of the Magic story. All I really know is from like War of the Spark onward. And I mean, I retroactively know a little bit about the Brothers' War, and I think it would be the Brothers' War, like the old stuff. I really like the antiquities, like Urza and Mishra in the pre-Magic era, and like they're like the artifacts they have from the Thrawn and like the era before Magic. Like, that's interesting to me. Though, going back to Gark, he did play a role in Throne of Eldraine and actually got the curse removed from him. So it might actually be Throne of Eldraine, because there's some cool stuff going down on there, you know, in addition to the Gark stuff. Yeah, let me go with Throne of Eldraine for that, actually. Do you like unsets? I don't dislike them. I would never buy any. I like them as a concept. I think it's fine. I think other people can enjoy them, but I do not enjoy them. I would never get any products like that. And finally, what is your best Magic story? I don't really know if I have a good, worthwhile Magic story. Most of my Magic life, proportionally, most of it has been through Magic Arena. And I feel like there isn't an interaction on Arena that hasn't already happened 3,000 other times. So with how upset I get at Magic when I'm playing like on Arena, even the things that really upset me only last with me for like a couple hours, and then like it's totally like I can't even remember it anymore. Maybe that's just a sign of me getting old, but like I really, I think I play so much Arena that I get burnt out, because I cannot remember anything worthwhile. I'm sure I could if I really thought about it. Let me really think about it for a second. It could be the time I bought a Pioneer Challenger deck for my friend Paul off of Amazon. But because it was Amazon, someone already bought it, took all the cards out of it, returned it. Then Amazon still didn't refund me after a couple weeks. Could be the Commander game I played versus Luke where he randomly brought out 29 Angels. Could be the first time I made it to Mythicon Arena using my Kodama deck. Could be the Brawl game I had versus Luke where I had Velomachus and I ripped a Lightning Helix off the top for game. That might be the one I go with. Yeah, I don't really have an answer. I'm just going to go with that Velomachus answer. Just to finish this video, because that, my friends, is all 30 questions. I've answered to the best of my ability. I may revisit some of these questions as videos of their own topic because I was wholly unprepared for questions of this magnitude, but that just leaves later content for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Look forward to more Magic content. And yeah, thank you guys for putting up with me throughout this whole video. I've been recording for an hour, so we'll see how long this video ends up being. But till next time, thank you guys for watching, and have a good day, guys.